we always hear that when there's a leader, like the people underneath them work for the leader.
Yeah.
But if you look at the story of Jesus and you look at the disciples, he tells them, he says, come and I will make you fishers of men. So I think that one thing that we always talk about that I think it's more the reverse. I think a great leader, their number one job is to make other people as effective as possible. And if you even, because the Last Dance documentary has been coming out, Michael Jordan got Dennis Rodman on the team, and he necessarily wasn't just trying to say, Dennis, you're on my team. This is what you're going to do. He brought Dennis Rodman on the team, and he said, I want to make you as effective as possible, so I want you to focus on your strengths and do everything and try to be the best at that. So that's one characteristic I've really seen when it comes to leadership, that a great leader isn't always worried about just people working for them. It's how can they make them effective at what they do best.
I agree. That's good.
Yeah. So and another thing that I've always seen is, so you played football, so you can attest to this. Have you heard people before say, oh, I want the type of coach who's going to lead a team and who's going to let their coaches do their job, but at the end of the day, when it comes fourth quarter, I want him to take the headphones off his assistant and say, these are the plays we're going to call. I mean, I assume that you've seen that before.
I've seen that a bunch of times. I've seen that on the high school level. I've seen it on the college level. And I think the coaches that I had on both levels did that pretty well. And we respected them for it because we know what the script says. But you want that coach that has that gut feeling like, hey, man, we're going to go for it on fourth down. Even though everything in the tendency say punt the ball or kick the field goal, when they say, hey, you know what? Hey, let's go for it. I think that's an awesome sign of like, hey, I'm a risk taker. I'm going to take a chance to see what we can actually do. So I think that's a good part of leadership as well.
Now, let me ask you, when it comes to leadership, when do you think a leader should give the people who they have under them the role or task that they need to do? So, for example, a head coach, when should he say, hey, you're the offensive coordinator, do what you have to do. You're the defensive coordinator, do what you have to do. I'm not even going to jump in.
I think a good leader allows the people under him to shine and do what they're made to do when they built trust with him. So in the disciples' point of view, he was with them for 3.5 years, and he taught them a lot of things, and they just watched him. And then there's times where he's like, hey, y'all go do this, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to review it. And then I think there's times where he just let them go and figure it out. And by the time he got there, he was able to say, hey, this is the last time y'all going to have dinner with me. This is the last time you're going to be with me. And y'all are ready to take this ministry that I have to the next level. You're ready to go on without me. That's why he promised them the Holy Spirit. And he knew, and they didn't fully know in that moment, but they were ready to go on and do what God had made them to do, because he spent 3 years with them. He prepared them. He gave them everything they needed to go on and to lead the ministry the way that he believed it was going to go. So I think that's true for anybody in any kind of leadership. I think when you prepare the people under you and you let them, and they show you that they're trustworthy, that's when you let them go and shine and do the things that they were made to do.